As you can tell, I cut the top part of this steering rack off, part that goes into the shaft, connects the steering column, cut that big old stud off. And now we're just going to weld. There's a gear basically that rolls along the shaft here. Roll the shaft along, and I'm going to just solid weld that all the way shut so it can't move. I'm going to weld that shut. I'm going to weld the end shut here so it's stuck, so it can't go sideways. We're going to do that. We might even eventually weld a big washer on both sides so it keeps it from moving side to side. I wasn't sure what the material or type of steel that is, if it's stainless steel or what it is, hardened steel, but the penetration when I weld this, it penetrates it really good, so we're good on that. That screen put in there cooking. Let's take some air and cool that down. Got that all welded up. This side here, I already did a little bit of alignment and it looks a lot better. Bings, I had lowered it so far. The alignment is tucked way in. So we have to adjust these. I already did the other side. But what's nice about this now is I could still use a factory tie rod there. It'll just attach like factory Grand Prix front end parts. So yeah, I should have had way plenty room to move the other side. Still needs to be adjusted a bit more, but there's still, as you can tell, there's still threads left to go in farther if I need to crank it in farther. Looks better, still a little off. I also rerouted this brake line here down underneath the bottom. It used to go up top, across the top. I ran it down underneath the bottom, shortened it and ran it down underneath the bottom, reflared it, and put it back in place. Kind of reformed it a little bit, ran it down underneath. Out of the way, we ran these two lines are here, which originally went to the rear of the Grand Prix. We ran those to the front two brakes. Time consuming work. I decided to do it off camera. And then we got these other two lines here going to the brake booster. Those are the lines that were meant to go to the brake booster, which was originally in the back of the Grand Prix. Yeah, I ran those to the front. And the next thing we need to do is run coolant lines or antifreeze lines to the heater box from the back. So originally it came, let's see, yeah, they came out of here to go to the Grand Prix heater box. They came out of that bottom of the pump. The two lines here, the smaller ones. What were those? 3/4? 5/8? Yeah, 5/8 lines. I gotta run, well, originally they went this pipe right here. It went across the other side, around the back. Two right here, but I'm gonna take that off. No need for that. And we're gonna run those hoses. Those were the ones that went to the heater box on the Grand Prix. We'll run those underneath the car through the transmission tunnel up to the heater box right there. It'll go through the heater box and go back. I got my hydraulic line here made to go to the front. Got one made from Napa, but they didn't have, I couldn't find any female connector that would connect this fitting, which is the same fitting as that, together with the typical steering fluid or steering box, power steering hoses, whatever. So put the two together, and I welded the two together, or I welded that fitting on there, and I cleaned the welds real good. And now we're gonna go across it again this way. Focus. We'll go across it again and clean it and put more weld on top of that. Turn the heat up maybe just slightly and just make sure it don't leak. And then we can hook this extension that goes to the front. Got an elbow on it. Got an elbow on it. That'll go right into the steering box up front. There's not enough room in there. I wanted to make a line that just goes straight from the front all the way to the back and the side, but there's just not enough room there. So we opted out to do this. But we got our lines run to the back. Just radiator hoses or lines. Just pieced together some elbows that I had, elbow hoses that I had from different projects. Some comes from the Grand Prix, some comes from the Trans Am. Got our hydraulic line hooked up. Looks like I made it a little bit, I had them make it a little bit too long. So I'm gonna take it back once we tear the car apart again to restore it. I'm gonna take it back and get that shortened so it's just long enough. But I just have some strapping holding it up with some self-tappers for now. I just want to be able to get it to drive down the road and see how it works, and then we'll do it. Then we'll do a nicer finish job. Same with down through there. Everything is just kind of hung up for now. So we got the radiator hoses run to the back of the motor, and coolant lines run for the heater, or the heater hoses. And yeah, steering is done. Brake lines are done. Next thing we need to do is run the transmission lines. Gotta mount the transmission radiator. This came out of the Grand Prix. Previous owner had put a bigger one in the car, so that's cool. We can use it on this. I'm going to need to mount this in here, but looking at it, and I think I want to put it in like this. Yeah, the hood latches here, so that won't get in the way. So I think I want it about right in there, but back in against there. So we need to cut a section out of here and reinforce this better. Actually, no. We gotta take it off. But to make enough room, this still needs this brace in here to support, because the hood latches right on top here, and that takes the impact of and holds it from going up and down, or reinforces it. So what we need to do, that'll clear up in there. What I need to do is slice it down over, and then slice it in here and move this over, so it still does the same thing, but it's set out just far enough that I can get this radiator behind there. I'll leave these straps in here because that's reinforcement. But yeah, I need to move this bar down, straight up and down, so there's enough room back in there. So let's take it off. And let's take it off and take it over in the vice grip or over on the table, and we'll modify it a little bit. This, we want this to be mounted up tight against there. Probably bend these brackets straight and reuse them up here to make brackets. But that needs to be back against there.
I thought it was your.
After a little bit of grinding, I got this moved in, and we also boxed this off, so it added quite a bit of strength to it. brackets off the bottom. Should be able to have room if they put this in there. You gotta put this behind here. Try to not bend those fins up. Okay, I think I want to move these brackets. Out to the front side. Outside holes, so let me do that and I'll be right back. Glad to have some of this mechanical stuff done, or I'm glad when it's done anyways, because I'd rather be doing the sheet metal fabrication. It's gonna be fun for some of the stuff we're doing on this car. Okay, like that, this L bracket here. Got to drill a hole through the top. I'm actually going to mark on the bottom side here. We're going to mark where that's supposed to be. But as you can tell, it clears nicely. I'm going to mark and drill a hole in the bottom. That'll work. Yeah, I'm gonna mark the drill hole there and then put some bolts through it. So I got my one side already drilled out, bolted, and now I gotta drill the other side out. now all we gotta do is put, what? Huh. Oh, that's, clean off this thing right here. Stuff. Okay. Got this solid as could be. I double wall and put another piece on this side to straighten this bottom corner up, and we got a transcore in. Now all I gotta do is run lines. Yeah, I gotta run lines. Yeah, the front, but I don't have those as of yet. It's fairly simple. I just gotta run some hoses from the back to the front, and I can do that off camera. But we got the transcore mounted, and let's get right on to the next thing we need to do. We got a little bit more done on it, getting closer to starting it up. I'm going to start posting more often, so come back tomorrow and we'll be back working on this, getting it one step closer to running. So looking forward to that moment. But yeah, until the next one, thanks for watching, and come back next time. We'll have something going on.